Hey, welcome back, friends. If you want to join the friends, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Today we're going to be taking a first look at the mining and smithing rework. As you can see, my stats are all reset to level 1 except for attack and defense. These are just so that you can equip all of these different types of armors. And there's a lot of different things that you can see on the screen right now. As you can see, not all of the elements are actually here, like the Luminite rocks. They don't have anything for Luminite rocks yet. They do have tin, copper, and a lot of the other higher level rocks all the way to the east here. Also in the middle, you will see that there's a lot of like blue looking things. Basically, they are, as they're updating the mining, smithing, and getting it all set up and ready to go, they'll be putting in different, obviously, textures to all these. But for right now, everything is just blue. A lot of boxes where you would traditionally have, obviously, a little bit more better looking items. They also do have the ability to take any of the items that you want out of the little caches here. So there's up to 1,000 of each, so there's no way that you'd potentially not have anything you need. And you can also change the level for your mining and smithing whenever you like. Apparently agility and strength are going to actually be helpful with it, otherwise they wouldn't actually do that. But let's go ahead and just set everything to level 99, and there we go. Haha, easiest levels I've ever gotten. But I'm gonna go ahead and mess around with this a little bit, see exactly how it works, so that I can share with you guys, see how it works with you guys. Okay, so first thing that happened when I started mining was I got an ore bag. If you left click, you will show that it fills up with whatever ore you're actually collecting. That means that you're going to be able to collect a lot more ore than you usually would. You wouldn't have to only have one inventory of ores. Also, one thing to note is that you also have a bronze pickaxe to start out with, so that's very nice. Also, there's some random things spouting off of some of these. I have no idea what those are, but we're going to be figuring it out as we go. So we are currently about an hour and a half into training up mining and smithing, and we have abysmally low stats. The low levels are going to be much slower than you would usually anticipate. Yeah, that's basically all there is to it. A lot of people over here are always complaining about how slow it is to train up mining. Yeah, level 1 to about level 5 is going to be super slow, and then training up mining past level 10 is still relatively slow, but at level 15 you get a nice little boost to the XP that you're going to be getting. So if you can see, there's a yellow ball right here. Essentially, this is just energized mining. And as soon as this yellow bar eventually depletes, you start having to like wipe your head every single time. So I'm assuming that just wastes about a game tick or two. So that changes up the mining game quite a bit, being that you had to constantly be clicking on this rock. I did figure out what the little iron rock with the beam over top of it is. If you check the amount of experience that you get really quick, you get a pretty nice chunk of experience if you mine it from the beam, and then it's just like regular experience after that. I think it's about 5 times experience for the beam, just for one tick. It's not for long. So it is worth going to the beam if you are just trying to power train mining. Also, it's worth clicking every couple of ticks just to make sure that you are continuously having this tired, or you're not tired, or whatever you want to call it. One nice thing about the ore bag, with the copper and tin, you can actually put both the copper and the tin in there, so you could just mine up as much copper and tin that you actually need. One bad thing that I did notice is that when I was at level 10 mining, I was only at level 8 smithing. I do have a decent amount of iron ore here, but it's not going to be enough to get me up to level 20 smithing, so it's a little bit unbalanced, the amount of ores that you get compared to the smithing level that you're actually going to be getting, just due to the fact that they probably want to leave it open to have monsters drop a little bit of ore at least. So I'm expecting at the higher levels it's going to become a larger and larger difference, but for right now it's not that big of a deal. If you are an Iron Man and you don't intend on getting ores any other method, these beam rocks are completely and utterly useless to you because they give you extra mining experience, but what the heck does mining experience matter if you still need to get the smithing experience? Obviously, every single account is going to be able to get extra ores from some sort of source, so it's not that big of a deal, and you do end up getting the ores a little bit faster just because you get mining levels a little bit quicker, and every single time you level up mining, it makes it so that you get the ores a little bit faster. So that is one thing to note, but it is extremely slow at the early levels. Hopefully it speeds up a little bit as I train this up a little bit more. Okay, I do want to finish up this first look pretty quick because we're going to get to reset time, so I'm going to have to go to my main account and train that up a little bit. But I do want to talk about smithing a little bit before I do that. Obviously I did get to level 10 smithing, so I know the basics of it. Essentially all you do is when you want to smelt, you have to put all of your ores into the hopper, and then you have to make bars. The bars, as you can see, are giving very nominal amount of experience. I get like 1 XP per iron bar. I think it was 0.1 XP per bronze bar. So you're not going to get a whole lot of experience from making these bars, but you are going to be getting a little bit more experience per bar when you're actually training up the skill. I would recommend doing whatever you can that's the highest amount. Obviously plate body is going to be giving you 5 or costing you 5 bars per one, and essentially all you do is once you have enough bars, you heat it up in a forge. Obviously they are going to be putting in eventually something with textures on it. This is just a blue box to kind of start it out, and you just slowly beat away at it with an anvil. One thing I do want to note is that if you reheat it, it does increase the speed that you are actually essentially making the item at. The blue bar is the percentage that you actually have it crafted, and the forge is going to be heating it up, as you see with this yellow bar right here. That's the heat bar. As you get more smithing levels, you do get extra heat, so at level 99 you're going to be able to AFK it a little bit more because you're going to have, I think, a little bit over 500 heat, whereas at level 1 you're only going to be working with about 300, so you're going to have to heat it up less often if you're higher level. Also, I believe that strength helps you to some extent with this. I'm not 100% sure. I think strength does help you with this, and then agility helps you with the not being tired as often. I haven't really messed around with that mechanic yet, but from what I can see, there are people that are clicking less often and obviously getting more progress. So you may want to get your strength or your agility level up if you're planning on obviously training up smithing. Another thing, that once you hit iron, you can start making +1s. It just gives you a very, very minor boost to... obviously, with mining, it gives you a little bit extra mining progress for every single time. With all the other skills, it's obviously going to give you just a little bit of extra bonus armor. It does cost you an extra 2 bars, or however many bars it costs you to make. So it cost me 10 bars to make a iron plate body +1 instead of 5 for the regular. So it does have a nice mechanic there, and you're obviously just getting smithing experience this entire time, so it doesn't really matter what you're making anyway, so might as well just make a +1 and get a little bit better equipment for, I would imagine, your Iron Man. That's what I'm basically training it up as, is pretending like I'm an Iron Man. But like I said, this is going to be the end of the first look. If you do like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like so I know whether or not I should be making more of this beta stuff. If you want me to, I'll go all the way to level 99 if this is getting enough views and enough thumbs up. Seems like something that would be entertaining to some extent. And always leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this rework. As always, though, have a good one.